One more thing. That Alan kind of got to answer. But so one thing. So I left a very lucrative position about a year ago to follow my bliss. And can you kind of look forward and just see, is that on its way? Is it happening? Only because
we have some questions for you. Do you have to leave lucrative positions
Well,
to follow bliss? Is there no
no,
bliss?
you don't.
Is there no bliss in the middle of lucrative positions?
Well, I didn't feel that in that one that there was, and so I did leave, and at the time that felt like an exciting decision. And there are times where I scratch my head and say,
that's really what we were talking about. That there is a lot of action that is still offered by a lot of people. Where in the beginning, and it's why we're so eager for you to encourage your children to have their own experiences, because sometimes a feeling of eagerness to go here is really about an eagerness to not be someplace else. And there are some differences that are sometimes more subtle that you want to learn to discern. And so our answer to you is, of course, what you want is out there for you, and of course you're on the right track. But stopping and taking score, or even asking the question about where is it or why is it taking so long, is some of the same thing that slows it down. Just be more optimistic, everyone. Just look for more evidence of things going your way. Just talk less about things that bother you and more about things that thrill you. Just lighten up and work less and have more fun and get out more. In other words, pamper yourself more. Treat yourself. Jerry said to Esther one day, because Esther was commenting on some yet another amazing insight she was having into granddaughter Kate. Just appreciating her so much. And Jerry said to Esther, I want you to pretend that I'm Kate. Because he just so was enjoying her unequivocal, only, always, ever, eternally positive attention on Kate. Kate could burn the house down. And Esther would think it was probably for the best. In other words, she just would not allow her mind to go anywhere other than positively toward this little girl who at that time was about 5 or 6 years old. And so, and Esther heard his message. She knew that what he was saying was, sometimes there are things in me or things around that you don't feel that way about. And wouldn't it be nice if all of us, he was saying it for himself too, could look through the lens of positive expectation just because we want to feel this good, you see, not needing anything to be different. Which speaks to what our friend was talking about just a minute ago. And we sort of encouraged her to not try so hard to do that. So what is it with you, Abraham? Are you schizophrenic? Do you want us to feel good or not? Yes. Do you expect us to feel good all of the time? No. Is it bad that sometimes you don't feel good? No, it's a good thing because it helps you to know that you do want to feel good. And it helps you be precise about what you want precisely. In other words, it helps you to know. It's part of the molding the clay. Is it wrong for you to have negative emotion? No, it's normal and a good thing. Does it feel good to have negative emotion? No. Would you prefer to have positive emotion? Yes. Would you even know what positive emotion is if there wasn't the existence of negative emotion? Could you even know what you want? And isn't it all about focusing? And isn't focusing fun? Isn't focusing fun? Is focusing fun? So do you want to create your own reality? Of course you do. Is it fun when someone else tries to do it for you? No. So what does negative emotion always tell you? It tells you that who you really are and what you really know has a different opinion than the one that you're flying right here and now. Is the opinion that you're flying right here and now valid? Yes. Is it based upon past experience? Yes. Is it something that you want to continue into your future? No. That's all, you see. Is it as simple to you right now as it is to us? Doesn't it seem easier now than it has seemed before? Can you understand that you've created this vortex over a long period of time? Some of it was even there before you came into this physical body. So you've created this vortex. And as you create this vortex, it is vibrationally accurate, and it is already vibrationally discovered. It is vibrationally aligned. It is already vibrationally ready. It's ready for manifestation, which means it's ready to be more fully interpreted and realized by you. But you can begin interpreting it now in the form of emotion. You can begin to feel the positive expectation. You can begin to feel the positive anticipation. You can begin to feel the excitement and the clarity and the love of what's in that vortex, even before the manifestation gives you the full evidence of it, you see. So if you can make yourself happy with the emotional manifestation, with the emotional evidence of it, and you can let that be what you're reaching for. I care about how I feel. I care about how I feel. I care about how I feel. As that becomes central to your day-to-day, moment-to-moment desires, I care about how I feel. So I'm guiding myself more specifically because I care about how I feel. Now those manifestations, because you care about how you feel, so you control how you feel by focusing in a way that feels good. You're following. So now you've deliberately, consciously created this vibrational grid that we're talking about. And now, the next logical thing is for these things that have been percolating in your vortex, that have been ready for you to be ready. Now that you're ready, they begin showing up. And as they show up, first in the form of emotion, and then with more and more evidence, why does it feel good as they show up? Because you wanted it, because you planned for it, because you prepared for it, because you practiced the vibration of it. If you didn't practice the vibration of it, you wouldn't recognize it when it came. Can you hear that that's what creation is? All of this stuff that's in your vortex is being presented to you all day, every day, but you're not recognizing it because you're not vibrationally ready for it. So you're zigging while it's zagging. Did you hear that? That's the clearest that we've ever said it. Does it help you to recognize that there is a vortex? Do you get the reason that we're calling it that? Do you understand that you have created everything vibrationally before it can be a manifestational thing that comes into your experience? And can you feel that if you can let the emotion reign supreme in your quest, that the emotion is what you're reaching for? I want to feel good. I want to feel good. I want to feel good about my ex-husband. I don't want him to have to change his behavior in order for me to feel good. I want to enjoy the benefit of unconditional love when I think about my ex-husband, she says. I want the benefit of unconditional love. I want the benefit of not needing a condition to change at all. I want the benefit of my focus to be so good that I can focus so clearly, so precisely, so deliberately that I can feel good, only good about this person because it feels good to me to feel good about that. That's what unconditional love is. I want to feel good, and so I do, regardless of the condition. Well, friends, that takes practice. You're not going to do it when you're 17 all day, every day. You're not going to do it ever all day, every day. But when you know the difference, now you've got it figured out. So now you embrace every emotion that you have. And you applaud every experience that's going on out there. You see it all as a big buffet from which you will choose. And your opinions matter. But don't use your opinions as clubs to hurt other people. Don't use your opinions to prove the wrongness of their opinions. Use your opinions as information to help you to determine what feels better. What feels better? What would feel better than this? What would feel better than government in quagmire? A cooperative government. What would feel better than a government refusing to be logical because the quest to push against the opposition has become the most important thing? What would feel better than that? Reasonable people working for the good of the whole. Wouldn't that feel better? Do you have the ability to imagine reasonable people working for the good of the whole? Or do you only have the ability to observe a government in quagmire? If you have the ability to observe reasonable people working for the good of the whole, then some of them who are there already, reasonable people working for the good of the whole, will come into your awareness as evidence of what you're reaching for. You don't need a consensus from millions or billions. You only need consensus of your vibration here and now and what's in your vortex. And friends, we want to tell you that consensus is easy to accomplish. But in order to accomplish it, these are the things that we assign to this particular body of people sitting in this room and around the world. These are the things that you need to do. You need to play more. You need to go outside more. You need to move your body more. You need to drink more water. You need to quiet your mind more. You need to make more lists of positive aspects. You need to get on rampages of appreciation. And most of all, we love you so much, you need to give yourselves a break. If you don't feel like going to work, don't go. But if you go to work, make sure that you feel like going before you go. So if you don't feel like going to work and you don't go, don't worry, it will get bigger. The discord, the discomfort will get bigger until finally you'll come around to the awareness, I want to go to work and I want to feel good. And when you discover that you can go to work and feel good, that you can have an existing government and feel good, that you can live in a world that has some chaos going on and feel good, when you discover that you have the individual personal power to feel good regardless of the conditions, then you will have mastered unconditional love. And once you've mastered unconditional love, the conditions must contour to your expectation. It is our promise to you. You can single-handedly solve any problem of your own and positively influence any problem that exists anywhere in the vicinity of your awareness. And you don't need consensus of the world. You don't need political votes. You don't need to influence other people. You just need to discover the power of your own aligned leverage. You have access to the energy that creates worlds. And each one of you are individually, in your physical format, powerful enough to accomplish anything that you desire. Because there is a stream of energy and consciousness and non-physical partners who are aware of everything that you are and everything that you want and everything that you've been reaching for and everything that's in your vortex. And everything that you want is ready for you to be ready. So our little formula of being nicer to yourself is what we expect will put you in the place of soonest readiness.